This is a video 3 from the series when I'm sharing with you all the pictures from my mobile phone of food that I took pictures of and the food that I personally eat. And not everything is good, right? So you will see this 80-20 rule where I go wrong and how you can be better than me, or how you don't have to feel worried about slipping sometimes. So now we are looking at something that promotes digestive health. So there is a brilliant company in Basel, and it's called Pure Pure Taste. Sorry, Pure Taste. And I went to visit. This owner, Matteo is his name, and he gave me all this to test at home. So that's fermented vegetable. It's kimchi. So it's basically fermented cabbage, and it's mixed with spices and carrots, and like he has many different flavors. And the neighbor in this factory is a guy. It's called Jungle Brothers, his company, and he is fermenting kombucha, which is basically a mushroom that is feeding on the sugar, and then it grows and it's probiotic. So all of these products are probiotic. So when I came home from the visit, I prepared a quick salad. So as you know from the previous videos, I make everything very easy. So I go to the supermarket and I buy the bag, organic bag of the baby leaves of rucola, spinach, beetroot, and stuff like this. And then I don't even have to wash it because it's already washed. I put it into this beautiful plate that I got from my grandma, and I put there parsley. So parsley is very high in calcium. It helps against the sting from the mouth, right? And it's alkalizing. So I explained it in a video number 2, so you can go over to learn more. And I add there basically 3 spoons from each of this fermented vegetable. Fermented vegetable is very important because it's a probiotic. It has all these live bacteria that are going to feed the enterocytes, the cells in our intestine, and in return, they create butyrate, which is a short-chain fatty acid that is energy that gets into the bloodstream, gets into the brain, and you feel energized all day long, even though you, for example, don't eat. Yeah. So that's what you want. You want to become metabolically active machine like children are. So children, they don't need to eat 3 times a day. When they are busy playing with friends, swimming, they just have the energy because their metabolism is still working fast. But with us, with the age 30 plus, it declines. And if you are 40 plus, you notice that you feel tired and you might have headaches and you just don't have the energy. But by improving the metabolism and decreasing the carbohydrates in your meals, you can teach your body to utilize the energy from other sources, from the fat, from the protein, or you ask your probiotics, this 39 trillion bacteria, to create the energy as a butyrate for you, even if you don't eat. So I have here vegetable, fermented vegetable, and I have there 2 hard-boiled eggs and feta cheese. Yeah? So you could add there any kind of protein. You could add there actually even, for example, sardines from the can. So sardines with the olive oil, they're very high in protein. So remember, we want to stick to protein, fat, and fiber. So sardines would be the combination of fat, because it's a fatty fish, and the protein, because 3 sardines, three tiny sardines have 28 grams of protein, right? The can usually is 80 grams. Yeah, that's a small can, but it's a powerhouse of protein. And you remember that you need 1 gram of protein for every kilo of your body weight. So if you have 60 kilos and you eat 3 times a day, it's 20, 20, 20. So this meal, because I have there cheese and 2 eggs, so 2 eggs is 12, and 100 grams of feta is, let's say 10, 15, depending how much you put there, I would reach what I need. There is fiber, plenty of fiber, and there is protein. So protein and fat from feta as well. It's not massive amount of fat. I could probably add 2 spoons of olive oil to add extra omega-3 and omega-9 and anti-inflammatory polyphenols from the olive oil. Let's see what is the next picture. So if you eat meat, this is basically chicken, it's organic chicken, and you can see that if you, for chicken or meat or fish, always you want to use as a measurement your palm. So if you have, for example, chicken steak, the size of your palm is the portion size, yeah? So if I was to put the palm on this is actually 2 portions. So it's a large amount of protein, because 1 handful is 20 grams of protein. Because this is almost 2 handfuls or 1.5, it's, let's say, 30 to 35 or maybe even 40 grams of protein. It's a large amount of protein for me. But if you are a 100 kilo weighing man, big build, this would be an ideal portion for you. And then, of course, because chicken is amino acid, it's a protein, it's acidic, you need to always balance it with vegetable. So here I have, it's a large amount. It's at least 5 portions of red cabbage and rucola. So if you take the handful, and you would be taking it by handful, it's 5, maybe even 6 portions of rucola. So again, do we have there the golden trio? Fiber, fat, and protein. So protein is in the chicken. There is not much fat in a chicken. Fiber is in the vegetable, and fat, I would definitely have to add either avocado or olive oil into the vegetable to hit the trio. And that's how it looks actually on my plate. It's massive plate. It's a bowl. It's actually a large bowl. Okay, here we have another example if you want to play with colors and with the vegetables. So here we have carbohydrate, because beetroot, potato, sweet potato, parsnip, every starchy vegetable that grows under the ground is basically a collection of a concentrated carbohydrate. Sugar. That's actually quite high in sugars, maybe 50, 60 grams of sugar in beetroot. And there is a cabbage, and there is a fermented mung beans, which I explained in a previous video, which is a digestive enzymes and a really good source of protein. So let's say this is a meal for vegans, that there is like a 1 handful of sprouted mung beans, which is maybe even 10 grams of protein in the sprouted, easily digested form. We have there 1 beetroot, which would be 40, 50 grams of carbohydrates, and we have there cabbage. So most probably after this meal, you would feel hungry. After 2 or 3 hours, you would feel hungry. So test for you. What would you need to add to feel satisfied? And the answer is, we need the golden trio, right? So we have here fiber, we need to add fat, and we need to add more protein. So again, if you are vegan, you would maybe add edamame beans or tempeh, which is a fermented soya beans, or tofu, or maybe 2 spoons of tahini. And if you are omnivore, maybe you would add eggs, cheese, cottage cheese, chicken, fish. So fish can be sardines, salmon, mackerel, whatever you feel like to have. And that's how it looks on my plate. And let's see the next one. Also, this is actually a video, short video. Okay, here we have another example. So this not really nice looking paste, that was my experiment. When I wanted to see what does it taste like to buy a paste of hemp seeds. And it's very disgusting. So it's very, very disgusting. I will never buy it again. It was high in protein, and yes, hemp seeds are very healthy, but no anymore for me. So this was really light. This is a feta cheese, because, you know, I eat only fermented, or try to eat only fermented products. So feta, sometimes you have it like aged for 3 months. It's made from a sheep milk, which is very easy to digest. And because it's fermented, there is no lactose in this product. So it cannot bloat anybody. Yeah, and it's high in protein. 100 grams of feta is minimum 15 grams of protein. Yeah, and if you add there some eggs, I think I have there 2 eggs as usual. So it's 12 and 15 Yeah, so it's we hit the bill, and there's zucchini and orange tomatoes and carrots. That's how it looks. And here I was shopping with my clients in a supermarket in Alnatura. Yes, and you remember, I'm a big fan of sprouting the seeds. So here is a section if you ever go to the Alnatura, and you can buy there this device, so Keim glass, and then you have different seeds or sprouts that you can sprout, and you see the price is very good, like $1.19 for the whole package, and it's minimum 2 months worth of these digestive enzymes. So I highly recommend. And here for vegans, or if you want to avoid gluten because you feel that you have allergies and losing the hair and you are tired, you have anemia because gluten was basically blocking the absorption of the iron, and you have like other digestive issues, you want to increase the protein and you want to use different flour. So here we have flour from the hemp seeds, which doesn't taste brilliant, but if you combine it with linseed flour, it's really high omega-3. Omega-3 is anti-inflammatory, and I recommend mixing it into every pancake and every cake that you prepare at home. Buckwheat, you know, if you go shopping with me, I will tell you that buckwheat is a #1 grain that you are going to have at home. It's gluten-free, and it's very high in protein, and it's also very high in rutin, and rutin is helping all the blood vessels to be stronger, and it has many other benefits as well, and the price is very good. This is what I buy for my children, and you probably saw me, and it's not that I recommend it for adults, but if you have children at home, this is like chocolate sprinkles. Of course, I wouldn't put it on a bread, but when I make millet porridge, which is very high in protein, I sprinkle some chocolate on the top of it. So this is their breakfast treat, let's say. And here, yeah, so this is very expensive. But for how long do you have it? So it's 15 grams of a pure vanilla. I buy it and I have it usually for like 6 months, and I use it for absolutely everything. So sometimes when you take into consideration, if you go in Switzerland for lunch, you pay easily 20 Swiss francs for one lunch. This is investment into 6 months of a high quality vanilla powder. So I highly recommend it. Milchreis. So this is not for adults. This is for people that don't need to lose the weight, that actually need to build more energy, and they are very active, or like children. So I use this for my children. It's a porridge that you have to boil for 25 minutes, and then it has to rest for 10 minutes, and they have it for breakfast, or they have it as a snack when they come from school. Mungo beans. I showed you that I'm sprouting these mungo beans. So again, if you are in Alnatura, you can see this whole package. It's 500 grams, and it will last minimum for 6 months for sprouting. So for $2.99, it's amazing investment. Because if you go to Coop, you can buy sprouted mung beans, but for a tiny sprouted mung beans, you pay around 4 Swiss francs for really like one handful. So it's not very economical. And here is a buckwheat flour. And when I was comparing whether it's better to buy a whole buckwheat or buckwheat flour, if it's expensive, it's actually cheaper than buying the buckwheat. But I buy my own. And here, this is, for example, if you would want to have some like dry fruit because you go camping or you just want to have some snack, this is very high in vitamin C, and it's actually very low in fructose, because fructose is usually bloating people. So this would be kind of a recommended snack. And here this is my favorite tea. This is from nettle and from dandelion, that Fritox. So it doesn't have any thein or caffeine, and it detoxifies the liver and kidneys, and it tastes actually very pleasant. This is my favorite company. And again, you might think, oh, but $5.99. No, it's a really good price because it's 40 bags, and it's a high quality. In Coop, for 20 bags, you pay 290, 390. Yeah, so this is a very, very good price. And this is I buy the green tea because green tea you should drink always after the main meal, because it helps to break down the fat and helps with the digestion. You should never drink green tea on an empty stomach in the morning, because what it makes, it lowers the bloodstream, it lowers the blood pressure, and therefore you might feel dizzy, especially if you have low blood pressure. You might feel totally sick. And what it also makes, that the tannins are cramping the stomach, so you might feel sick. And oh my goodness, it goes so fast. So this is the end of this video, and prepare for the next one.